Thank you for tuning into the Disclosures with Peter the Insider and Jessica Arael Marrocco. Peter is the director of the 12th Division of the ACIO, Advanced or Alien Contact Intelligence Organization. Jessica is a galactic liaison and interdimensional seer. Together, they will discuss the most current updates from the ACIO, Council of Five, and other extraterrestrial sources. Make sure to post your questions and comments below. Disclosures, insider intel that keeps you updated with planetary changes.
Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us on Disclosures. Today we have Peter the Insider, and he's going to update us regarding another program that has come up that needs to have, we need to shed some light on the truth of what's happening there, and then how it applies to what's going on here in our present reality. But I usually like to keep up to date with providing new intel regarding some of these different programs, because it does seem to help people when they become aware of what's actually happening. So without further delay, let's bring in Peter the Insider. Hello, Peter.
So I want to say hello to you, Jessica, and to all of our regular, maybe not so regular audience. I am calling them listeners. So I think this topic, do you know what, is or will be very interesting, and it is kind of touchy topic, but, and do you know what, I don't believe that, okay, I will not spoil, but this what is happening right now, it's literally, okay, literally not a coincidence. I don't believe that.
So the topic we're going to discuss is regarding this game called Callisto.
Callisto Protocol.
Callisto Protocol. And so I'm going to do a shared screen. We can get right into it. So this is the name of the game is called the Callisto Protocol for 2022 survival horror action video game. And let's see. So the gameplay is the players assume a role of Jacob Lee, an inmate of Black Iron Prison on the moon Callisto. Jacob is controlled from a third-person perspective, and most important gameplay information is displayed via a holographic HUD or HUD viewed from the same perspective. Jacob's health is indicated by an implant on the back of his neck called a core device, and his health can be replenished with injectable pickups. In addition to gun-based combat, and there was a lot of it, believe me, there is a melee combat system which Jacob must dodge enemy attacks while looking for openings to strike and kill the enemy. Both combat styles can also be mixed up, which provides with a variety of ways of facing the various enemy types. If Jacob's health is reduced to 0, enemies will violently execute him. So there is Jacob Lee, and his partner Max Barrow. They're working on the United Jupiter Company, and they're co-pilots of the UJC Charon. And I just want to mention, write down Charon because we're going to look at that as well. And then they have recently been ferrying shipments of unlabeled volatile cargo between Europa and the UJC operated Black Iron Prison on Callisto, and their latest run promises to be lucrative enough for them to retire. After clearing the Callisto security perimeter and setting course for Europa, the Charon is boarded by the Outer Way and a group reportedly responsible for numerous terrorist attacks on civilians, and the ship is forced to crash land back on the Callisto surface. Max is killed, leaving Jacob and Outer Way leader Danny Nakamura as the only survivors. So there's also a warden there called Duncan Cole and prisoner security head Captain Leon Ferris. So these are the primary people that we're dealing with in this.
Yes, but sorry for interrupting you. This is maybe we've got one very important info or intel that both Callisto and Europa are moons, Jupiter moons. Yeah, that's important.
Yeah. So this is supposed to be Callisto right here.
Yep.
So is Callisto already inhabited? Are there inhabitants there right now?
Yep.
Is this actually a prison?
I don't want to say prison only because this is next level craziness. I mean, they are making crazy stuff. It's like those prisoners. Let's say they don't believe that they are prisoners because they are mind controlled in the first place. In the second place, so they are they are developing. I mean, there is high class, high technical, very, extremely high level technical research and experiment stuff going on in there. But the problem is, once they are, let's say, defected, literally they are calling them like that, defected or unusable subjects, they are starting to make experiments on them. But that's the problem. They are not people only. Mankind, so humans. No, there are plenty of other races. So ET or outer Earth races, crossbreeds, hybrids, whatever. And those experiments are very cruel. They are trying to make to test which kind of what is the limit of level of pain and whatever, which kind of advancements and enhancements they can implant into bodies. So they are which kind of word you used some sort of piece of machinery, whatever, I don't know. It's absolutely crazy. And actually, from my point of view, because many people believe that it's bad to live in DP KR, so it's pretty much North Korea. On land, on surface, that's a prison, because the actual people they are living in Eden, some sort of, everything is highly developed and whatever, but they are living down the surface. You know what I mean?
Underneath
underneath the surface. But the stuff is that they've got down, up there in North Korea and on Callisto, they've got people, people from Second World War. So because they didn't believe, many people didn't believe that Nazis in Second World War in our case scenario was I mean they were, my bad, they were what up we can say it, they were fanatized by Nordics and whatever, and Nordics sent there even more fanatized Nazis in order to make experiments, just by the way.
So
because Nordics are dying. I mean, they have big problem with reproduction. Reproduction process is bad for them. Because Nordics are not Nordics, aka pure race and Übermenschen, that means like over people, whatever. Nah, it's nonsense. Because they were so mixed, and like hyper hybrided, like they are much taller than us normally, like I don't know, 5'11", maybe 6 feet, so 180, 183 centimeters. It's the shortest. So for example, like I don't know, any sort of people in Africa, they are like what? They are like 140, 45 centimeters. So it's like 8, 10. I mean, for feet and 8 or 10 inches. So for them, for Nordics, this is something like that, but you need to add 35-40 centimeters. That means 1 foot, and I'm saying like, let's say 3 inches. So it is pretty much like the span. Do you know what I mean? But so, they are higher. So the shortest one, they are approximately 5'11" or 6 feet, and the tallest one, they are like, let's say 8 feet, something like that. Something like that. So it's like 243, 45 centimeters, something like that. And they've got pale skin, so very, how can I say it, like light skin. They've got only either blue or green eyes, and blonde, maybe red hair. Yeah, that's it, pretty much. So typical, like in people in Scandinavia, in Europe, for example, right? But it is not natural. I mean, like, how can I say it? Standard race, outer Earth race, so ET race. They were hybridized, and that's the problem. Hybridized, so they were just making selection within selection within selection, and because of that happened this, like they are unable to reproduce themselves, not only in standard way, but even in vitro fertilization. So do you know what I mean? Like we are having it. Do you know what I mean? No. No single stuff. No single way how to do it. And this is big problem for them. So mainly, basically, they are making those experiments in order to make them
reproduce.
Yes, make them able to reproduce, again,
So I just want to do a recap for the listeners. First of all, I began by talking about a video game. We have been talking for a long period of time. If you're new to the channel that we use, we point out movies and also video games, TV series, and what have you to identify scenarios that are actually playing out, but people, and then they end up, presenting it on a TV show or a video game, but it's actually happening. So that's the first part I wanted to bring out. Second part is Peter mentioned North Korea, and that there's underground civilizations in many locations throughout the world, particularly in North Korea, what he mentioned earlier. And then this other part, now we're looking at these moons that have settlements of humans as well as ETs. And so Peter's talking about how it sounds like it's the Nordics that are dominant in Callisto. Is that correct?
They are pretty much in charge. Yep.
Okay, so this is essentially their planet. This moon of Jupiter is now their planet.
Pretty much. Yep.
Can I ask you about, people have been talking about Ganymede. Who is running that?
Sorry, my bad, I can't speak. 12th D Pleiadians. Yep.
Oh, so that's a bad faction of the Pleiadians. Okay. And what about your
it's easy. Nordics, they just desperately want any sort of either technologies or new, as quote unquote, fresh blood in order to reproduce. Fresh blood, I'm saying, like, for example, right? There were very strict rules, like if you was in nobility or maybe aristocracy, do you know what I mean? You cannot get married with just some random man or random girl. No, it wasn't good. But after a certain period of time, those people, because they were marrying each other like, I don't know, like first-handed cousin, do you know what I mean? And they started to be degenerate, you know.
Yeah.
And
great.
because of that, they simply go to the to some sort of small town, do you know what I mean? And try to guess what happened. They simply stole young girls or young men, and they make child with him or her. That is how it was. Do you know what I mean? Like it or not, that's true. You know what I mean? From small town or small village, and that was how it is, because they were heavily degenerated, even like mental health issues, or literally like with very bad physical defects. Do you know what I mean? So in order to prevent that, they were doing this from time to time. And this is pretty much that, what Nordics are doing. Right. It's like either desperately trying to get new Genophont, or if not, to get some technology, and with hope that this technology will help them to reproduce. Do you know what I'm trying to say? That's it, pretty much. That's it.
Okay, and I'm not trying to get off the topic, but what are the 12D Pleiadians doing on Ganymede?
Trading destructive technology, aka, okay, let's say I will make a parallel, right?
Yeah.
We've got mass destruction weapons here. what we are, we know, all of us, we know atomic / hydrogen bombs, but we know, because I mean, yeah, we know everything, we know what happened. I don't know how many, I don't mean like 100, maybe 12, sorry, 1,000, maybe 1,200, 1,500 tests and whatever. But I mean, there were two very big accidents, you know, Chernobyl and Fukushima. So everything we know, the aftermath, the consequences. But only very few people are aware of much bigger problem: mass destruction weapons, you know, biological, chemical, and biochemical warfare. So, bam, here we go. They are 12 D Pleiadians are, you know, trading weapons, mass destruction weapons, but no, not, let's say, small one, as I like to say, big guns. You know, that means something what can really wipe out the whole universe, the whole dimension, like nothing. Even the black hole or white hole, it will be simply gone. Bye bye. Period. End of story. No wormhole. No nothing. They've got something like that. And if they want, they will. They are trading. They are trading. Do you know what I mean? They are very good at negotiation. You know.
Which makes me ask you if Victor Anatolievich Bout is connected to them.
Yeah. I know. Of course.
The Merchant of Death.
Yeah, I know.
So is he from Ganymede?
Yeah. This is next level craziness, Jade.
So thank you for answering that. And
but give me a second. We need to understand one thing, that pretty much Black Iron Prison. We need to, okay. We need to make.
Yeah, we're gonna go further. I just want a brief overview because we're looking at these moons of what each one's doing, so we can see that there is a criminal faction that's going on by Jupiter. So Io and Europa, are they both inhabited by other races, or?
Yes, but they are making top secret. It's in one, two, three. Sorry, my bad. Experiments, and it kind of looks like that. Those experiments just kind of little bit went out of control, and now they are, you know, like no enter zone, no go zone, and it's like you cannot go in, and this is the problem. You cannot go in a normal, let's say, standard way, aka, I mean, standard way, including standard teleportation. You need to have specific teleportation system in one hand, but on the other hand, they are sending something via very specific way of communication via wormhole. And this specific way of communication is try to guess what? Astral beings. And we know that this communication stuff is always active on 3:33 a.m. and p.m., aka it's Lucifer stuff. We know. You know it, right? 333, it's 333, and 666, we don't have 666, but
Yeah.
we have
But
3.
didn't Tesla use those numbers too? The 3s and the 9s and the.
Yep.
Yep. So you're saying if they try to go in the typical transportation method, it will just not work, or will they get harmed?
No, it will wipe you out. You will end up back in the same place where you started.
Okay, so it just and so what species are there? Who?
We don't know. Hey, we don't know.
Oh, so you don't know.
We cannot even go near.
Yeah, but is
crazy.
You mean it's like contaminated?
Everything is is simply closed. You don't know. Once again, you don't know. We don't know. Okay.
All right, so that's EO and Europa, both of them, right?
Yeah, they are kind of like that. It's so crazy.
All right, so we're gonna go back into Callisto now and focus on the topic. Thank you, Peter, for answering those questions. So this is the website. It's very violent. You know, if you're not accustomed to that, if you're used to video games, then it's just another fighter, shooter game, right?
Pretty much.
Do you compare Black Iron Prison to Black Rock as if they're connected?
Definitely.
Okay.
Definitely they are. Why?
Yeah, and so and they don't they put that thing on the back of their neck. What does that do? Is it a tracking device or?
Plenty of stuff. Yep. Why? Plenty of stuff. They can do a lot of stuff. Yep.
Okay. And so
But mainly that.
Yeah, so it starts off that's what you're he gets pulled in. Actually, Danny, who is right here, Danny Nakamura.
Yep.
So Danny gets on that ship and then she disables the ship. They end up crashing. It looks like she does it on purpose.
Yeah, and my question is, what's the problem?
But why does she do that? Is she there to capture those two guys? Well, one of them ends up dying. She kills one of them.
You know, plot thickens. Everything can twist within a second. You know.
So she comes from it looks like some kind of dystopian situation, and
Yeah.
she has a sister Lily that is dead that she realizes, but it's because of the virus, right? There's a virus.
Yeah.
And let's see, maybe we can go to explore main pages. Here's the different here's the characters, but then there is this slug looking thing that is the carrier of the virus.
Yeah,
right?
you know, it is pretty much like, how can I say that? Like they were making experiments, then they realized that it wasn't that kind of good idea to do so, and try to guess what happened. Once they realized that, it was unreversible.
And a lot of people died, pretty much all the staff.
A lot. Yeah, a lot.
Yeah, and then it looked like a city, right?
Yeah, you are right. I mean, do you know what I like about our shows the most? Because we have some sort of main topics on one hand, but on the other hand, it isn't. Yeah, you can go on first row. On the first line, yes, look at that. This is crazy. Jeez, this is crazy. Yes, you can see that. I mean, it is literally like Dead Space. Holy crap, Dead Space.
Yeah,
Jeez.
yeah, it doesn't look very welcoming.
It doesn't look comfy.
No.
Yeah.
I did have some videos here. Here we go. This is the city I was looking at. They have a Europa Cafe.
And just by the way, they were making mix. I mean, or they made, my bad, mix of what it was. What they were, my bad. Few, I don't want to say few, my bad. Plenty of Japanese and Chinese slash Taiwanese cities, what was kind of controversial because Japanese and Japan and China don't like each other. They are enemies on one hand, and Taiwan, they've got their own interests too. So the whole environment, playing environment. Look, that was crazy.
All right, so yeah. So you were. Well, why don't you finish your thought and then we'll take a look at that.
Okay, so they've done it on purpose, and in China and Japan, it was kind of criticism, like level of criticism, high level of criticism. I mean, as good as game is, they realized the whole stuff. I mean, the environment, how they made that, and they don't like it.
Right.
Because it's pretty much like the cartels. They are smuggling contrabands, not only from Mexico, but throughout the Latin America, and they will mix Latin American cities, quite a lot of them, and they set it up somehow into US and just mix it together. It is creating tension because so many people are drug addicted in US, and people don't like it. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah. This is from Xanar Aesthetics, just in case people want to know where to find them. We're going to have a link of this so they can watch the whole thing. All right. So, and Danny is not aware of what she's doing. Is that correct?
Yep.
Yeah. So who is Jacob? Do we know who Jacob is?
Of course we know. John Cena, pretty much.
John Cena.
Another time, Jacob Toretto from Fast and Furious, I mean, he don't look like him, but the name are, it is like the circle, and circle is getting smaller and smaller, Everything is making sense, and people don't want to believe it, don't want to understand it, because it's like even from sci-fi or fantasy or just some crazy dump ass action movie or TV show or video game or whatever. And that's the reason why this called soft disclosure, and it is done by purpose, because it is like, okay, we are getting drop by drop the true pieces of true, but people will don't believe it. And that's the problem.
Wow. All right. And so John Cena survives, or Jacob in the story. And then there is, was his name Max, or the other one? Who was the guy that dies in the spacecraft?
I don't know, to be honest. It was kind of confusing for me. What are you doing?
I don't know. It went back. So there's.
Okay. But still, the whole, if you can see those monsters, they are, yeah. Ah, such a cute guy. Sorry.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I'm just trying to see if I could find that guy's name.
Do you know what is crazy? I will say you what is crazy. That they aren't looking like that normally. They are like normal people, and if they get not upset, but really upset, aka pissed off, they will turn. It is pretty much like Hulk.
Yeah.
Hulk is a cool guy, but once, you know, it's pretty much like super soldiers slash ultra soldiers and then Lichtsoldaten. Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
Pretty much like that. Pretty much like that. You know what I mean. That's it. And people, that's I don't know. I mean, the most part of problems for us. So many people simply don't believe that. Because, I mean, what do you think? When it will be the time that they will make, I don't want to say document. No, I don't want to say document, no. But some sort of serious thing. And I don't know, TV show or movie, I mean documentary one, and people will, or I don't want to say will, but at least will believe, but at least they will start to think more deep and whatever. But at least, you know, some people don't believe documentary stuff. Jeez. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean these things have sort of bleed throughs into our reality, and we find, you know, the diseases and all that other stuff also are coming from off world, aren't they? You know, some of the things that they're messing with.
Of course you are right. Jeez.
Yeah. So, and even off world, that, you know, even they kill while they're on these other planets. So this is it's called the biophage.
Yes, biophage, yeah. And my question is, why so many people, just by the way, because we were talking about it, I will end up in this, as I said, circle. Why so many people said, or they are saying, that it was just mythology and random, as so many people are saying a random blah 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 nonsense. And I mean ancient Rome and Roman and Greek mythology. On one way, they are saying that it's nonsense, it's random, blah blah blah. But on the other hand, they are naming things about it. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't make any sense. It's baloney. It's BS.
Like Chiron is from the ancient gods, you know, and some of the
yeah, you are right.
See this Chiron. Let's see. Typhon is another one.
Yes, Typhon. Delphi. Yeah.
Delphi is from ancient Greece. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, of course you are right.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I think we also named Sharon, who is the god that brings people over the river in the afterlife. Sharon.
Yeah. You are right. Yeah.
We also talk about M.K. Perseus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's my question. I mean, do you really? Sorry, my bad. Did they really believe that all of us are that stupid? I
believe they still live.
Let me finish the thought. Of course, most people, they don't want to think deeply because they don't have time and energy and whatever. I understand that. Period. I understand that. But if you want to analyze things about you, did they really believe that all of us are that stupid and naive? So sorry, my bad. Sorry, I just bumbled so much.
So I brought up the picture of Callisto from mythology, just like we said that these are the names, these are planets, and the planets were named after these beings.
Sorry, let me correct you, Jessica. No, not planets.
Those are moons.
Moons. Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
And but many planets are also in star systems, and different things are named after. All of this information came from ancient Greece, Rome, and also from other societies as well, ancient societies. Yep. So yeah, it's interesting that they keep coming up, and instead of bringing in new names, it seems like the old personalities keep coming back. And so that was one of the points that I brought up in one of the earlier shows.
And that's the stuff. I mean, what do you think? For example, right? It was like for more than 50 years, nothing happened. Or let's say approximately 50 years, nothing happened. And then bam, we are going back to moon. Try to guess what happened. Bam, NASA and Artemis. I mean, like, what the heck? Why Artemis? Do you know what I mean? It's so ridiculous. It's so ridiculous. They can use any name they want. They can use, I don't know, like the rocket is that powerful, like, I don't know, like bear, or like that fast as cheetah is. I don't know if you have faster animal than cheetah. What do you think? It's like 70 miles per hour or so.
Yeah.
On short distances, because it will overheat very fast. But it's like 110, 115 kilometers per hour or something like that. Doesn't the exact numbers doesn't matter right now. But they used Artemis. It's so ridiculous. It's so funny for me. Sorry for that.
You said they used Artemis. You mean they used the name of Artemis?
My bad. Oh, sorry. Yes, my bad. I mean the name. They named rocket after. Yes, after Artemis. What is actually isn't the truth, because it is not a rocket. The whole system is Artemis. Because many people believe, many people believe that it's rocket. Nope. The whole system, it's Artemis, not just rocket.
And they have the system. Well, Artemis is known for being as a hunter, and who is able to shoot with arrows very accurately.
Yeah.
So they're implying that the rocket is like her arrows.
Yeah. Or Apollo, we can see it. Apollo, just by the way, twin sister of Apollo. Sorry, it's so funny for me. I can't stop laughing. I can't. Sorry.
Also identified with the moon too, because you brought up the moon. So
yeah.
Also she was heavily identified with Selene, the moon, and Hecate, another moon goddess. Although I see Hecate as something different.
Like a child, because for me it's so childish for me.
You said that the goddess Diana is her Roman equivalent. That's another name for her. And also, if you want to go that route, you talk about Diana, then it's Wonder Woman, because Wonder Woman's based on all of this.
Yeah, you are right.
So,
Jessica, maybe it will be good to go to Artemis. I think Artemis, like a rocket system, have a page on Wiki too. Yeah, Artemis 1. Yeah, we have it. Yep.
Back to the moon. So the Artemis, who's part of the moon, gets to travel back to the moon, right? That is the theory here.
Yeah. because so many people believe that it was a rocket. The whole system, rockets. I mean, all the rockets and everything. Do you know what I'm trying to say? That's the.
So going forward, are all of the rockets going to be using the Artemis system? Is that what you're saying? It's a new system they have?
Yes. Uh-huh. Because they used Saturn V as Saturn V, but V is like 5 in ancient Roman numberings, like V, normal standard V. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Saturn, they used Saturn V because they don't need to make an upgrade. It was fine, but during the time, as times go, or let's say as time was moving, they was like, this is not good idea to use that kind of old technology right now. We need to move straight forward, and they brought up this new stuff. And just by the way, it has very good chance, or very big chance to be successful from my point of view. Yeah.
Was this anything that was reverse engineered? Is it new technology from somewhere?
It is definitely not new. Give me a second. Let's say, yes, it is new for us here on Earth and for humanity, but it's very old stuff for one particular ET species. They don't want to be named publicly.
Okay, but so you could say maybe the galaxy is familiar with, is it accurate to say that?
Of course.
Yeah.
In galaxy, in our, Milky Way, just by the way, it's from our galaxy, from Milky Way, but it's very old stuff. It's like, in comparison for them, they are using this. It's like pretty much, how can I say that? What we have right now, and once we invented wheel, do you know what I mean? Because wheel, that's something what is making a breakthrough. Do you know what I'm trying to say? For that, so for them, this is that primitive.
Right. So while we were inventing the wheel, they were inventing this.
Yes, pretty much like that. So we are like, they are that outdated.
And I'm going to bring up something too, Peter, because a lot of people, because of, I think, the intentions of disclosure, say that the trip to the moon was a fake. And because of that, filmmaker.
I want to say, sorry, let me correct you. It wasn't fake, but it doesn't happen in this reality. It doesn't happen in this reality. Nope. It was in another reality. Nope.
Because I think Stanley Kubrick they caught a lot of video footage of them filmmaking the event. And people started analyzing it and saw flaws in it.
Yep, you are right.
But yet it still happened. But it in another kind of like a parallel of our reality, so it kind of plays out.
Another layer.
Yeah.
Another layer. Yeah.
Because it gets very confusing, and I mean, there's solid footage, showing that there was some inaccuracies there.
No, I understand you, and I agree with you. Yeah.
I'm just going to show this for the public. Yeah, so you have Stanley Kubrick confesses to the fake moon landings, and he was quite an interesting guy. He was actually one of my favorite filmmakers. Some of his stuff was really harsh, like Full Metal Jacket. But I think that, you know, he was very cutting edge, and who was he working for, where he was assigned to do these type of projects, and it was definitely a type of disclosure, a lot of his work. Stanley Cooper.
He's working for Council of Five. Why?
Okay, so is he one of the Council of Five, or is he another
Council of Five just clearly and very easy gave him the ideas.
Okay, but he's human, or is he hybrid, or?
No, not human. Hybrid, of course.
The hybrid. Okay. That totally makes sense to me. Okay. Did you want to speak anything more about Artemis 1?
From my point of view, it's okay. It's not a big deal.
Okay, so do you want to get back into the biophage pathogen and where it came from? Because it looked like a slug. I think
it looks so nice. Sorry.
It looks like a slug, or like a inside a snail, right?
Yep, you are right.
What is that?
What do you mean?
Like, is it a little creature from another place, or what is that? Or is it something created in a lab?
No. How can I say that? They are very small creatures, and they are parasites.
Oh, kind of like
once they infected you, you are gone.
Where did they come from? Were they on that moon? Were they on Callisto?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You know what is the problem? They left plenty of stuff here and there, all around, and whatever and whenever people, my bad, I'm talking people, races, and you know, races and hybrids, crossbreeds, they made some experiments, and they even didn't bother themselves to, how can I say it correctly, to make some sort of order in that, and to cover it. So they simply left samples and whatever, and nothing, abandoned whatever facilities. Try to get what happened. It developed into this creepy crap. Yep. It's crazy, isn't it?
This thing right here.
Yep. This thing right here happened.
Like it mutated with human genetics or something? Are you there, Peter?
Yes, this is crazy. I mean, they are so cute. What is your problem with them? They are so cute. Because no, I mean, I know such a I know one guy. I'm saying guy. He isn't human. And no, please don't laugh, okay? Please don't laugh. He's got this guy, quotes and quotes. He's huge. I don't know. He's huge, and he's doing I'm hungry, and I was like, what in the world is that crap about? And he was like, no, what is the problem? He's my pet. He's kind of cute. And I was like, no, he isn't cute. He's crazy. No, actually, I know one guy who has as a pet this kind of crazy creature. No, I am not kidding you.
Wow. Well, I'm sure he has to have kind of facility to house that thing.
Yep. And I was like, what? Why he's yelling so much? And he was like, he just wants to pet. And I was like, no, he wants to eat you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry for that. And he loves elephants, and what is it? Help me, hippos.
Hippos.
You know, hippos.
Yeah. So what is it? Does he eat them?
Yeah.
Oh.
But mostly hippos.
Yeah.
This.
Here, I'm going to talk about the symptoms of what happens when you're exposed to this. Is coughing, decreased blood flow,
Yep.
damaged veins, burst blood vessels, weakness, muscle spasms, hair loss, aggression, loss of cognitive functions and empathy, accelerated evolution, hyper-rapid metabolism, transmogrification, extra appendages, and increased mass.
Yeah, of course.
It sounds like the COVID in some ways.
Pretty much.
Yeah, the blood issues, the coughing. I don't know about hair loss or aggression, but
This is absolutely crazy.
disease.
Absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy.
So now then the alpha is the one that is able to get through all of this. They get through the whole viral reaction, and then they actually morph, and they become aggressive, hostile.
Yes, because as you can see, or let's say, if we will dig deeper and deeper, I will say you what will happen. If we go dig deeper and deeper.
Yep.
We will talk, if we will talk, try to guess what will happen. Try to guess. We will go on, let's say, we will talk or end up, I don't know how can I say it correctly, in COVID mutations. And bam, you have it. It is pretty much this virus shaped, I mean, based, or I don't know how can I say it. You know what I mean? It's crazy. It's crazy.
Yep.
Oh man.
These crazy commercials that come on. But there's a point where they get into that battle, but I would just want to try to get a hold of that so you can see that creature hanging from this is the alpha, right?
Yep.
And you don't really know like what happens to Danny in the end. They don't really talk about it, or is that going to be like another?
Yeah, you are right. Will be another.
There it is. This creature right here. That's the alpha, right? Another version of the alpha that failed.
Pretty much. Let's
see if they show the frontal. Yep. Anyhow. So she's telling him to draw out some of the serum or the fluid from the alpha, right?
Yes, and also false, or let's say fake hope that it will help him on. I don't know how can I say it. Yeah.
Yeah, and there it is back in here. But then he brings it up further. Yeah, there it is. I mean, look at that. That's just horrifying. So it like genetically is morphing, and you can see on the left-hand side, what is all that? That's from the virus in the genetics.
Pretty much. Yeah, pretty much.
The biophage is a larva. So what does it look like when it is developed?
And that's the question. We never saw it. No, we never saw it.
So you don't know really what the actual...
No. We never saw it.
Is there anything else you want to say about this?
I think we are okay with that, if you want to call it that way.
All right. So we can go back over here, and what were they planning on doing with the alphas? Or they thought they were going to turn all humans into alphas to be able to survive?
I don't know.
They don't know what they were doing, right?
Even they don't know what they are doing. Nope.
Yeah, it was what was the name of that guy that's over the project?
I don't know, to be honest.
Yeah, I think we just looked at it. So here's the characters. So we look at Jacob. Here's the warden. I think it's warden.
Yeah, you are right.
Right. So who is this warden?
Mystery guy, let's say.
Duncan Cole. Do you have an idea who he might be?
I don't know. I really don't know.
Yeah, because it's almost like he thinks he's doing the right thing. I don't think he's really a bad guy. Maybe I'm wrong.
Sometimes even you believe that is good, and then bam.
The projects turned out bad. They were taking a chance.
Yes, you are right.
Is there anyone else that you wanted to talk about? Here's all the characters.
I think from my point of view, we are okay with that.
Okay. So is there anything else that you'd like to share regarding this, Peter?
Do you know what? I think that we are okay. We are fine for today.
So,
I don't know. I mean, do you want to talk about anything else? It's maybe my question.
I think that I'd like to keep this project separate from anything and just focused on this, so people can research and listen a little bit about what we had to say about Callisto, the Callisto protocol. And so what is your idea, if you have a window into the future? Are we able to resolve this problem with the Nordics who are running this moon and some of the things that they're doing?
In the near future, let's say 3 or 5 years, yep. But I don't want to talk about it more in depth because it's ongoing mission and I don't want to jeopardize it.
Sure. We do know that this whole thing with the virus and everything happening, that has been...
Let's say pandemic is pretty much only their only one main and ultimate goal. Sorry, my bad. The Nordics one, they desperately want to make some sort of genetic, how can I say, genetic selectives, which will be, or they will be the best candidates for their, reproduction.
And then what happens? Do they leave us alone? Or do they continue to try to rule us even more?
Okay. Give me easier question, okay? Ask me easier question.
Well, are they narcissistic? Are they intending to just take over the whole galaxy, control everyone?
I think I'm afraid that the second is the right option.
Okay, so their ongoing
but I desperately want to say that I will be wrong, but in order to be realistic, aye.
So we can say we're headed in that direction unless something changes, right?
Something big changes. Yep.
Okay. Is there anyone that is strong enough to counteract some of these things that they're doing?
Let's say this is another mission, and once again ongoing mission, we cannot jeopardize it. So no more in-depth talks about that.
Okay. Are you saying that they are linked to the Umbrella Corporation?
Yep, definitely.
So they're behind the Umbrella Corporation, and of course then probably Mobius Monarch and Shaw House and all of them then to some degree, right?
To some degree, yep.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Okay. Any last words that you want to say about this, Peter?
I think that we covered quite a good the whole topic, and I want to say, or let's say, one more time, big thank you for giving me another opportunity to be on your channel, and I'm looking forward for next time. So hold tight, guys. Bye.
All right, thank you, Peter, very much for being here, and we always appreciate your information. And we're, also trying to hold up, some sense of information and data to keep coming in. So thank you, everyone, for your support and sharing. Continue to share our information with those that are open-minded and want to know more of what's happening in our universe or galaxy around us. So without further delay, we're just going to say goodbye for now and have a good day. And thank you for your comments.
You have been listening to the Disclosures with Peter the Insider and Jessica Marrocco. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Visit www.acio-agency.org and www.readingsbyarael.com. Post your questions and comments below. We look forward to hearing from you. Feel free to support our work. All the links can be found in the description. Thank you.